Maybe not necessarily the start you wanted or thought maybe you were going to get, but ultimately, terrific season. One of the few rookies for Calgary in the last 10 years that have gotten 20 goals in a campaign. When you look at your season as a whole, what are your thoughts and takeaways from it?
I think the biggest takeaway was that it was just such a learning experience the whole year. I think going through, like you said, it was a bit of a slow start, but I was able to turn around with just all the experience I got, learning from the older guys, some of the younger guys, just everything. The coaching staff. I think it was just a great year learning wise for sure.
Was there anyone in particular that you felt you learned an awful lot from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think the older guys, like Pels, Gazzy, Ghouls, those guys really brought us in as the younger guys, and were able to just teach us how to be good pros. And I think I was able to take that and also take what they were preaching on the ice, and able to turn it into a pretty good year.
Did you feel like the expectations that you laid out for yourself before your first pro season were ultimately met at the end of the 68-game campaign?
Yeah, I think so. I wanted to come in and be an impact player, and obviously it took a little bit of time, but I think over the course of the year I was able to do that, and getting some time in Calgary at the end of the year too was great for experience, and yeah, I mean it was just a great year for me.
The hat trick, I think, was kind of that's what coach usually says was the turning point for you, and it comes in November, which is great because you're now just a part of a handful of guys to do it. Also, it's knowing that your roommate Brett Pollock also joins that exclusive group a little bit later on. Was it kind of fun to see that experience go through a pro hat trick, especially when maybe the goals weren't falling for you in the early part of the season?
Yeah, for sure. That was the biggest thing for me is I think I was getting games with a lot of chances at the start of the year, and it was just one of those times when puck wasn't going in the net for me. So to have that game where they finally started going in, I think I had a couple greasy ones that game, but just for them to go in, it was just a little bit of a weight off my shoulders, I think. And after that I was able to go out there and play my game a little more stress free, and I think that helped.
What do you feel was the biggest adjustment going from NCAA, Union College to the pro ranks?
I think just the level of each individual player. There's honestly, I don't believe there's any bad players in this league, and that's a big thing. It's tough when every shift you're going against a guy who's going to give you a hard time, and I think adapting to that was probably the biggest thing. But once I kind of learned that aspect of the game and stopped giving other players so much respect, I think that's when I kind of found my game.
You guys have obviously a lot of injuries and call-ups that impacted the team during different points of the year. But for you, I think it resulted in a lot of opportunities. As you were the guy who kind of benefited when Mange gets called up, you go onto the top line. Paulie was very much just with you, where you guys kind of were handcuffed towards the tail end of the season and kept the team afloat and in playing memorable and meaningful hockey through the month of April. So when you look at the season, was it kind of a nice way to get the youth movement, so to speak, involved in being not just good players but impact players through the entire season?
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously you hate to see good players leave your team, obviously, but yeah, in this sense, it was it really was great for me. It was an opportunity, and I was able to get more ice time, and with that comes more confidence, and just better feel out there. And yeah, like I said, it sucks to lose those guys, but when the younger guys are able to step up and show that they can be impact players too, I think it's great for a team.
You were selected as the Rookie of the Year for the team award. What does that mean to you that the coaching staff thought so highly of you this year?
Yeah, it's obviously great. Any accolades you can get throughout your career, it's always nice, and I think that one's a little extra special for me. After the start of the year I had, there was so many expectations coming in, and when I wasn't producing like I hoped to coming in, it got a little frustrating. But like I said, as the year went on, and all the help from the coaches, off the ice, on the ice, I think that really played a huge part, and for them to give that to me, it's pretty special.
Getting a chance in Calgary, you touched on it a little bit, was special and meaningful for you, but it came at a point where I think you were the guy who was deserving most of the call up towards the tail end of the season. When you get up there and you get rewarded with those games, and then you get rewarded by playing with some of the best players on the team, you get rewarded with a couple of goals. The confidence for you has to be brimming right now. So as you approach your off-season preparations for next year, goal right now focused on doing what you can to make Calgary Flames out of camp?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's always the goal, is you want to be playing the highest level of hockey that you can. And it was great to have that experience, and I'll keep that in my back pocket going into the summer, and yeah, just keep grinding away. And obviously it's the biggest summer of my life, and I'm going to work my bag off, and hopefully I'll be ready to compete for that spot come camp.
What's going to be your focus? What is the staff and the Calgary brass told you that they want to see you improve on going into, as you say, a big off season for you?
Obviously, I think everybody says this one, but speed and strength, and getting bigger, stronger. That's the name of the game right now, and you're going up against some pretty big boys every night, and if I want to go in and make an impact at the next level, then I'm gonna have to get stronger and learn how to play against those guys.
You see guys like Mark Jankowski, Andrew Mangiapane go up to Calgary during different points of the season. Garnet Hathaway, I mean, you were teammates with them for a little bit, but seeing those guys that made such an impact here in Stockton and then get an opportunity the next year, does it kind of get you excited at the prospects of, after a terrific year for you, that you might be following in the footsteps and a bit of a youth movement going on in Calgary?
Yeah, for sure. And that's the dream, and I've been working towards it my whole career, and now that I'm right on the brink of it, it just motivates me even more, and makes me even more excited to get a great summer in.
Do you get much motivation still from the fact that you were passed up in the draft? You come in undrafted, you get an opportunity to pick where you play. You pick Calgary, you get the great opportunity this year. But does it still kind of provide a bit of a chip on your shoulder? Or is it something that you've kind of moved past and you're now moved on to bigger and better fish to fry?
Yeah, I think that kind of taught me when I was younger, and that put a chip on my shoulder at an earlier age, and I think I've had that going forward, and going through the path that I take. So I don't necessarily think about it too much anymore, but I think that's a big part of what makes me the kind of player that I am. So I guess it's I don't think about it too much, but it's always right there.
Sharing some of those big memories at the tail end of the season with your family must have been really special. Spending some time in your hometown as well, playing against the Edmonton Oilers. So when you look back in terms of the family aspect of those games, is it something that you were really happy to kind of reward your parents almost with so many hours that they've put into helping you go to and from hockey practice and playing those games in front of them, scoring a couple goals as well in front of them? Is it really something that you've now been able to sink in that moment and think how special it was?
Yeah, for sure. And they've been with me through the whole way. And as a guy who didn't get drafted and had to take a bit of a longer route, that was a lot of extra work on my parents, and but they sacrificed from such an early age and sacrificed so many different things that most families don't have to go through ever. So just to be able to share that moment with them and be able to perform as well and score a couple goals was, I think, huge. And just seeing their emotion was pretty special for me too.
Playing in front of this Stockton faithful, I think you become a quick fan favorite over the course of the season. And I think maybe my favorite thing that the fans do every time when you get announced on there, they rained down with the Foos. Was it fun to play in front of this building, in front of this fans, and especially look at the last game of the season where you kind of had an opportunity to go to the playoffs and in front of your home crowd. Obviously, it didn't go your guys' way, but they were with you guys night in, night out.
Yeah, no, they've been great all year, and that's it makes it a little bit easier for us every night to come in and get energized and ready to go in our building. So, I think it's a special fan base where there's a crew there that's at pretty much every game. So it's always great to have that kind of support, and it really does help going throughout the season.
You got a bit of time now where you can kind of rest, recuperate away from the game of hockey before you start that off-season planning for next year. So any fun plans this off-season that you're looking forward to?
We'll see. I think me and Paulie are going to take our time on the way home. So we'll probably catch a few different spots. But, for the most part, I'm just excited to go home and see the family and be able to train with my brother and stuff. So it's going to be great.
Your brother is an up and comer right now. Is he going to be better than Spencer Fu, or is Spencer gonna take him down?
I hope he is better than Spencer Fu. So we'll see going forward. I'm pretty excited for his career too.
And did he just sign in college now? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, he's playing at Union College and just got drafted by the Blackhawks last summer.
That's very cool. One last thing for me. I link back to some of the great photos that we've had over the course of the year, but to me, the one that sticks out and the one that's going to be in the American Hockey League photo contest is your celebration from your first goal, your first professional goal. What do you remember from that moment? Was it something that you still kind of sticks with you now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit. It was just that was just a moment of just straight relief, coming in and not scoring for a few games. I was getting a little bit nervous, but it was great. I was just super excited to get my first one and monkey off the back a little bit too.
It's a cool moment, and we enjoy the picture. You can vote for it on the AHL, by the way. So
I'll have to vote for myself for sure.
Thanks, Spencer.
All right, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.